What's going on, guys? I'm super excited for today's video. We're going to be trying to trade a 7th round pick for Auston Matthews. I made this video last year trading a 7th for McDavid. You guys seem to really enjoy it. It took me 14 trades in total. We finally got him. And now the one rule I had for that video was I had to trade for McDavid before he hit free agency, which gave us 5 years. If you look at Matthews' contract, he's actually 2 years away from free agency. That is in game. Real life, it's already down to a year. So we got to be a lot faster to do this. Obviously, you got to, trade from before Maple Leafs extend him, before he hits free agency, sign with the Coyotes. So I think last year I actually used the Coyotes trade for McDavid. This time around, we used the Anaheim Ducks. Obviously, finished last place in the NHL. So we're going to try and make a big splash here. And turn a 7th round pick in Auston Matthews. Should help them with their rebuild. And now for this guy's salary cap, of course, will be on, as I feel like that'll actually affect the trades we can make. Maybe taking on, some overpriced players for really cheap. But now one thing I definitely have to do is changing the trade difficulty to easy. Otherwise, this might be impossible. There's one thing that probably won't matter too much, but I'm going to set draft class quality and prospect quality both to high. We actually only have one draft before we have to make that trade for Matthews, unless I guess we could trade him at the second draft. But having this high basically just makes draft picks more valuable. And real quick, guys, before we get started, if I'm able to pull this off, you gotta leave a thumbs up on the video. And this one's gonna be tough. And now this is kind of funny, guys. Just like last year with the Coyotes, the Ducks don't have a 7th round pick in the first year draft. So I'm gonna trade our 6th here to Tampa for the 7th just to get it back. And so next year, guys, I'll show you the trade value we have to make up in getting Auston Matthews. As you can see there, his trade value is almost at the max. 94 overall, medium franchise potential, 2 years left on his deal, as I mentioned. Don't have a lot of time to pull this off. Hopefully we can. If you look at the difference there, I would say like the little gap that, Matthews is away from being a max trade value player is basically equal to the 7th round pick. So we got our work cut out for us. Alright, guys, so the first trade I'm trying to make here is our 7th round pick, the Montreal Canadiens, for Jonathan Drouin and a 4th. Drouin there's making $5.5 million for 1 more year, only 79 overall, so clearly making way too much money. But the reason I think he'd be perfect for us is you look at his stats here. Great playmaking ability. The shot's not the best, but you give him first line minutes. I feel like he'll rack up the assists. Should improve in trade value, and then of course we could actually retain half his contract at the deadline, trade him for even more. I'm also trying to get back a 4th round pick. If we have good scouts this year, could potentially find a steal in the draft. So let's see what the Canadiens say to this. Trade's rejected. Okay, value's too far off. I feel like we can get a pick back. So I'll probably just, keep trying. 5th, 6th. We get the 5th. Okay, so there you go. Drain a 5th for 7th. We're already in a good spot. And after making that trade, guys, I made sure I had only amateur scouts, and they were all A+ in their region, just to help us, of course, find some late round steals in the draft if we end up, holding on to some picks. Now, I'll show you where Drouin's playing for this team to start the year. First line there, left wing, with Zegras in the middle and Terry at the right wing. So hopefully he can put up some points. Again, aside from his playmaking ability, the shot's not the greatest. No physicality, no defense. Pretty good skater, though. So if you can just be on that line, hopefully put up some points, increase his value a bit. We flip him at 50%, should be good. Obviously, you can have him out there as much as possible. So he's on line 1. He's on power play 1. He's on 4-man power play 1. I do want to keep it somewhat realistic. So, for instance, I don't have him playing on, 1st, 2nd, 3rd, and 4th line. I think that'd be a bit too much. He's also on a PK. I think I just have him on PK 3 because it's not the best. In terms of extra lines, he's on the first 4-on-4. He's on the first 3-on-3. He's even the first extra attacker, first shooter in the shootout, if that even matters. So relying on Drouin heavily here. We'll see, if he can perform in this role, maybe he can actually perform for the Avalanche in real life playing with McKinnon. Should mention too, guys, you might have noticed, on this team, we got Shattenkirk still. I haven't moved over all the free agents yet, so keep that in mind. Check this out, guys. We're approaching the trade deadline, and the Nashville Predators just offered us Ryan McDonough and 2/3 for Drouin and 2/3. I wonder, we could just take off a 3rd on our side, a 3rd on their side. We get McDonough and a 3rd for Drouin. That seems pretty good, trade for us. Let's see, Drouin's production so far, 13 goals, 31 assists. He's got 44 points on the year. That's really nice. McDonough, ooh, not doing the greatest. 4 goals and 16 assists. He's 84 overall there, making 6.75, which is quite a bit. But again, if we take up a 3rd there because we can't use it, we could probably go for the San Jose 3rd. I assume they'll be doing worse. Let's see, Drouin's value. Look at that. It's already more than Cam Fowler. Honestly, I think if we retain on him, we could probably get a better turn than McDonough, but crazy to see what we're already getting offered. And so we're at the trade deadline now, guys, and check this out. We're literally 1 point out of a playoff spot with Drouin as our first line left wing. I can't believe that. Zegras there averaging almost a point per game. I don't think I showed you guys either, but if you forgot, the Ducks defense is Fowler, Shattenkirk, Drysdale, and then that's it. Obviously in goal they got Gibson, who's not too bad, but this really shouldn't be a playoff team. The fact that they might make the playoffs is pretty outstanding. So we'll get to the deadline here. Again, we have Drouin, plus we have the 5th round pick to make moves with. We'll say we're a conservative seller, I guess. I'm hoping, of course, we can trade Drouin for a big return. Drew Doughty there, that's not going to happen. But, Philip Deneau might not be out of the question. Semyon Varlamov, if he's our goalie, plays well, could always use him. Jonathan Toews, pending free agent, McDonough there. They have Shattenkirk on our block, so let's see what's out there. All right, guys, on the next trade, I'm trying to make with the Winnipeg Jets to get Blake Wheeler, Nino Niederreiter, and a 5th round pick for Duran. Kind of crazy that, like, this is how the value's working, but you can see, where is Blake Wheeler? Like, he doesn't have that much value, 36 years old, on expiring deal. Same goes for Niederreiter there, probably because 83 overall, making $4 million, not having a great season. 7 goals, 12 assists. I look at Wheeler, he's actually not doing too bad, 13 and 26. If I put him first line, giving him all that ice time like Duran, and if I put Niederreiter on that first line too, or maybe even just second, they should increase both their values, trying to get a 5th round pick back as well. We'll see what the Jets say to this. Trades rejected. I kind of figured, should be able to get, though, Wheeler and, like, something back here. Let's see if they would do Blake Wheeler in a 2nd round pick. I feel like that gives us, some things to work with. I got Duran at 50% to help the trade. Of course, gonna look to extend Wheeler at less than $8 million. Trade still rejected. Wheeler in a 4th. Again, we just gotta hope we land immediately prospect essentially with one of those mid-round picks. Wheeler in a 4th is close to fair value. Wheeler in a 5th still didn't work, so we'll try Wheeler in a 6th here. There we go. Okay, so immediately we gotta put Wheeler on that top line. I'm wondering too, we got about an hour and a half left in the trade deadline. See if we can just find a cap dump or even just a player we can put in the top 6 to give ice time and trying to improve their rating. All right, guys, so right now I'm offering the Capitals Winnipeg 6th round pick for Carl Hagelin and then their 5th. We're actually going up around, taking on Hagelin's contract. He's not even playing for them. Let's see what they say. Trade's accepted. Okay, so that worked out well. And now next year, guys, before we start simulating again, I want to sign both Wheeler and Hagelin, as they'll probably go up in rating with how much ice time they're getting. So Wheeler here wants 4.2, so that's a really good deal. I'm not sure if we extend him, does that make it a better deal? I guess 1 year left, make it 50% or whatever. So let's try $4 million for 1 year. I think that's pretty good. And then Carl Hagelin's probably going to want next to nothing, so will be even better. $1 million for 2 years. Let's try, if we can get him sub $1 million, $950K for 1. Again, just the better contract, the better value the player's going to have. As I mentioned, they're going to be out there a ton. So Blake Wheeler's actually playing first line center. He's got 78 faceoffs. He's not bad there. Good playmaker, good physicality. Not the greatest defensively. So he's in between Zegras and Terry. Should put up points. I got Hagel on the second line there with Henrique and Strome. Again, power play 1. We got Wheeler there. He's a distributor, giving the puck to Terry. I've actually got Hagelin on power play 2. Foreman power play 1's got Wheeler. Second one's got Hagelin. PK 1's actually got Hagelin because he got that speed, decent defensive stats. Wheeler's on the second there. They're both the extra attackers. They're the first 2 shooters in the shootout. So we'll see. Hopefully, they can have a good last month and a half here and increase their value by the draft. And there we go. Hagelin already said yes to that 1 year, $950K. So if he does get to an 80-81, he could actually have some value. And Wheeler also said yes. So yeah, hopefully both those contracts work out well. And now this is kind of insane, guys. This team's making the playoffs. There's 2 games left. And we've actually already got an X next to our name. So I feel like that can only be a good thing for us. You got to hope Wheeler and Hagelin have really good playoff performances. Hopefully that increases their value even more. So we'll take a look here and see how those guys did. Zegras there led the team in scoring. But again, hopefully the guys were trying to move pretty well. Wheeler there, 59 points, 81 games on the season. With us, he was over a point per game. So at 85 overall, putting up 60 points basically, he might go up to an 86. I go down to Hagelin here. He had 7 points in 19 games. Not terrible. The -7 though, obviously could be better. So we got the Flames in the first round series here, guys. We'll see how we do. We're actually already up 2-0 on the Flames with Blake. No way. Okay, I was going to say, if we sweep them, still, we beat the Flames in 5 with Wheeler as our first line center. Carl Hagelin, who was scratched for the Capitals, is our second line left wing, and both those guys are playing more than our best players in Zegras and Terry. We got the Oilers now round 2, so we have to go through Alberta here. It's 2-2. Okay, we have to win these next 2 to move on to the conference final. I doubt it. Yeah, okay, so Cinderella's story comes to an end there, but still pretty impressive, I think, for the Anaheim Ducks, who got last place in real life. And look at this, guys. A lot of results are in. Vancouver jumps from 4-1, so Connor Bedard is going to go to the hometown team. Chicago actually got last, but they dropped to the 3rd spot. You can see there the Bruins won the Stanley Cup. They actually beat out the Edmonton Oilers. So we'll take a look at playoff scoring here. Blake Wheeler, 10 points in 11 games. Still an 85, though. I was really hoping, he'd go up to 86, 87. That's a bit unfortunate, but I mean, still a pretty good sign. Carl Hagelin there. Also still the same rating. Hopefully at least the contracts we sign them to increase their value a bit. And we're at the draft now, guys. No surprise here. Connor Bedard going to go 1st overall. Michkov looking to go 2nd. Fantilli 3rd. So hopefully our scouts find somebody we can take in the 5th round. High starter guaranteed. 54. That's a 2nd round pick. We need a 5th round, beast here. Guaranteed medium elite. Okay, Shane Cameron, center. Are you kidding me? This is exactly what I wanted, especially because he's not a goalie. Goalies don't have as much value. Wow. Okay, so Central Scouting there ranks him at 107. I feel like we can probably just flip our 2/5 into him to make sure we get him. I think that's going to be like a 3rd or 4th round pick. And even this goalie here from Belarus, Ilya Tutunin, he could be medium elite, gonna go 142, who we actually might be able to get with one of our 5th round picks. Alright guys, so I'm trying to make a small trade here at the Vancouver Canucks, offering up Carl Hagelin and Washington's 5th round pick for their 4th round pick to get that medium elite center, plus a 7th there just to have, you know, something to work with. It's 2025 7th as well. Value's pretty equal. They want Hagelin. Trade's rejected. Okay, I mean, I guess we don't need the 7th round pick. Hagelin in a 5th there for the 4th. It's gonna get a medium elite player. They say yes. And now this next trade here, guys, will be an absolute blockbuster for us. Trading Blake Wheeler to the New York Rangers, who actually the team he signed with in real life, for the signing rights of Tarasenko and Patrick Kane. Both these guys are nasty. Kane, they're 88. Tarasenko, 89. If we get them on good deals, play them on our first line, they're going to go off. They're going to go up in rating. And we can hopefully, you know, flip both those guys, plus probably an elite prospect for Matthews. Maybe, you know, add a little bit. But Wheeler under contract actually is equal value. They want him. Let's see what they say. Wow. Okay, what a trade for us. Now, one small issue for us here, guys. Matthews actually grew in rating, now in 96. As you can see, his trade value is at the max. Marner really close to the max, too. For some reason, he always seems to grow to high franchise potential. I don't know why. Well, Matthews at least still only medium franchise, but you know, we've gotten some pretty good deals. I'm still pretty confident we'll be able to get them. So now next year, guys, I'm going to send to the 4th round. Hopefully we do get that medium elite guy. As you can see, top 3 picks there. What I decided to do with Michka was actually lower his rating, so he's only a 77 now, but he's got that medium franchise potential. I feel like that makes a bit more sense for him. Alright, guys, we're now at pick 100 here. It's actually the 4th pick in the 4th round. Hopefully that guaranteed medium elite guy is available. And he is. Okay, Shane Cameron, let's go. I mean, it doesn't even matter if he's low rated. In fact, he's medium elites, all we care about. As you can see there, he is 48 overall, no X factors, but still, that is a steal of a pick. He's got way more value than the 4th did. And now next year, guys, I'm sending the Montreal Canadiens 5th round pick. Hopefully, that goalie I was looking at is medium elite, because if he is, it's a steal. Ilya Tutunin, come on, please. He is medium elite, let's go. Okay, so we got really lucky there, found a couple, you know, late round steals, plus we got signing rights to Kane and Tarasenko. We're looking pretty good right now. As for another re-sign phase here, guys, as you can see at the bottom, we've got almost 40 million in cap space. First order of business, though, is getting Kane and Tarasenko on the best contract we can. Kane's 88 overall, wants 5.6. You kidding me? If we get about 1 year, 5 million, and he just pops off, I feel like we potentially, you know, make that trade for Matthews happen at the deadline. Tarasenko is 89 overall, 4 years, 9 million. Again, I'd rather 1 year. I think it's just easier to move. If we can do like 1 year, 8.5. Hopefully he says yes. And there we go, guys. Patty Kane said yes to the 1 year, $5 million. Tarasenko as well said yes, so I think those are really good contracts. So we're in the summer right now, guys, and I figured, what the heck, let's just try trading for Matthews, offering up Tarasenko, Kane, Cameron, Tutunin. The value's actually pretty equal on easy. Maybe Leafs say yes. Trade rejected, value just isn't there whatsoever. Okay, so we gotta really hope, you know, Kane and Tarasenko pop off this year. Alright, guys, so now show what the lines are looking like for next season. Obviously, we got both Patty Kane and Tarasenko on that first line, with Zegras in the middle. I realized I had a bit of a brain fart. I, for some reason, thought I signed Troy Terry, but he actually rejected the contract. I never qualified him, so we lost Troy Terry, but I mean, it's okay. He would have been playing second line anyways, so you guys can see the rest of the team there. We're focused on Kane and Tarasenko popping off, and I think, too, Zegras, what has he got? 93 passing there. Should be, you know, a pretty good playmaker. Get those two guys the puck. In terms of the defense, also looking a little bit better, so that's good. We signed John Klingberg, so he'll be on the power play. Again, just try and feed, you know, Kane, Tarasenko the puck. This whole season is about just getting these guys as many points as possible, increase their trade value as much as we can. So we'll see what happens here with them. I will say, too, there is one mistake I potentially made. I signed them both to 1 year. As I was thinking that'd make them easier to trade at the deadline. You don't have to worry about, like, a team having enough cap space the year after. Thing is, they might not have as much trade value if they're on an expiring deal. Potentially shot myself in the foot there. Obviously, if they're going off, it won't matter. Like, a lot of guys at the deadline will be an expiring deal. They still have, you know, tons and tons of value, so we'll have to see. All right, guys, we're at the trade deadline. We're actually second place in the division, only 3 points back. The Canucks, we actually had a crazy start, too, like 14-2, and then came down to earth a bit. Patty Kane, I mean, come on, over a point per game. Let's go. Let's see Tarasenko. He's got 54 and 64. That's not that bad either. You know, hopefully they've gone up in rating, producing like that. I went to the trade deadline here to see who's available. No Auston Matthews on the trade block, unfortunately. And look at that, guys. I just checked. Auston Matthews got extended. If he didn't get extended, we 100% could have traded for him at the draft because his value, of course, would have been way lower, like kind of Kane and Tarasenko's. But now, I mean, this just makes it hard mode. Adam Pelech there offered to us. I'm not really looking at that. We're just concerned with getting Auston Matthews. All right, guys, so next we're going to try and trade Tarasenko and Cameron, the medium elite prospect, to the Ottawa Senators for Timmy Stützle. He's 89 overall there, make $8.3 million for 8 more years, highly potential. My thought process is, he grows to like a 90 plus, his value will skyrocket. You look at St. Louis here, Robert Thomas 92, Kyrie 88. Look at the difference in value. So basically trying to make that happen where Stützle's got high elite, so a better chance of it, opposed to, like, say, making that trade for Kairu and just hoping for the best. He's a young player. The values here are pretty equal. Tarasenko retaining 50% on, and Ottawa says no. We could add the medium elite goalie again and really just bank on Stützle going up in rating. Of course, we still have Patty Kane as well. We'll see what he says here. Ottawa's still rejecting. All right, guys, I'm going to try the same kind of trade here with the Canucks to get Quinn Hughes. Also highly potential, 90 overall already, 6 goals, 42 assists. I've seen him get up to max trade value before. In my Houston Coyotes franchise one series, Edmonton Oilers signed him. He was just a god. Honestly, his trade value should be higher than it is. As a D-man, you can see PD 1 overall higher. I mean, this could be a steal for us. So Tarasenko, Cameron there, about the same amount of value. Tarasenko still at 50%. Trades rejected. So maybe instead, guys, we'll go with this route. Tarasenko, Kane, and Teuton for Hughes and Ratu. Obviously, like, the veterans there, it is pretty tough to, like, really get them to skyrocket in rating opposed to young players. So the value here is about equal. We still have that, medium elite center. Trades rejected. Woefully insufficient. Okay, so we could try the center. Keep the goalie just so we have something to work with. We're definitely kind of putting all of our eggs in one basket here in Quinn Hughes, but I think, he could become that stud we need to trade for Matthews. This is big. Plus we get Ratu, hopefully another piece. See what they say to this one. Wow. Trade is still rejected. All right, guys, so the trade deadline's over. Unfortunately, we couldn't make a deal, so definitely we're in a tough spot here, but I think, not all hope's lost. Worst case, we might have to take 3 years to do this, as Maple Leafs did only extend Auston Matthews for 1 year, so maybe they really wanted to give us that extra year to have a chance. And I mean, look at Kane, like, he's performing, should go up in rating. And now after the trade deadline, guys, we can offer both Tarasenko and Kane extensions. Kane's going to want a lot more, I'm sure. 7.5 is actually still really fair, and so we'll make sure, we'll do 2 years, that way they're under contract. They'll have more value. Tarasenko here, probably just going to keep him at what he's at. 4 years, 8.5. And there we go, guys. Kane accepted the deal. Same Tarasenko. So we got them locked up. So we want to trade them at the draft. They'll still have a lot of value. And so at the end of the season now, guys, we actually tied the Canucks there for first in the division. So hopefully, we're making the playoffs. Kane and Tarasenko have a good playoff. They'll grow in rating. You can see Patty Kane, 92 points. We're still only paying him like $7.5 million, 88 overall. I think he should go up after this season. Tarasenko there at 74. Should, I think, keep the 89. Probably won't go up, though. Obviously, you still got those mainly prospects. We didn't end up moving them. So we'll see what happens there. But quickly, guys, we'll get through the playoffs. It would be kind of funny if we actually just won the Stanley Cup. Not even trying to do that. Just obviously worried about getting Matthews. But first round here, we actually have a chance for redemption against the Edmonton Oilers here. Will we get revenge? And so far, not looking good. We tied the series up. And we actually went in 6. Okay, just like last year, we got to go through Alberta. It was just reversed. We got Edmonton first, Calgary second. And, okay, we have a chance. No way. We were down 3-1, win 3 straight. And we got the Coyotes to the conference final. I feel like we should beat the Coyotes, but you never know. We beat the Coyotes in 5. We got the Lightning down the Stanley Cup final. This would be really funny if we beat the Lightning here, win the Stanley Cup. Wow, we almost reverse swept the Lightning to win the Cup. They beat us 1-0 in OT of Game 7. That was close. And look at this, guys. The Avs, complete fall from grace. They actually got second last in the NHL this year, picking first overall. They're going to get Macklin Celebrini. I don't know how that happened. And check out our playoff scoring leaders, guys. Tarasenko there, over a point per game. Kane was a point per game right on. He's a 90 now. Tarasenko actually dropped by 1, but Kane being a 90, I think, is big. We could try, make that deal for Matthews again, but I think we're probably going to have to go for a young gun like we were trying at the deadline and hope, they pop off. All right, guys, so right here I'm making the Avs a big offer. Tarasenko at 50% and that medium elite goalie for first overall to get Macklin Celebrini. They say no. I mean, honestly, Tarasenko plus the medium elite center would be worth it. Cameron there for first overall. They say yes. Okay, let's go. Now, I actually haven't even looked at the draft class because I didn't want to, waste time. Let's see. There could be a... That's what we wanted. I was going to say, computer-generated medium franchise. Let's go. AJ Wood from Hungary. Are you kidding me? Similar style Wayne Gretzky. Let's go. Okay, so I'm actually going to pass on Celebrini for this guy. I was going to say, actually, earlier in the video, too, I didn't want to, trade for Bedard and that be how we got Matthews, because that's, of course, how we got McDavid. But AJ Wood, come on down. 80 overall. Medium franchise. Let's go. Let's go! Honestly, let's go see what the Leafs are saying about Matthews now. Could we already get him? And look at that, guys. I think we can. AJ Wood, max trade value. We lucked out so much there at the first overall pick. Again, I was just making that trade to get Macklin Celebrini. The fact that Wood was there, I mean, that's perfect. We could try this 1-for-1 for Auston Matthews. We'd actually be over league maximum salary cap. Okay. I feel like I honestly want to just sim through the draft and then you know, try this trade in the summer and see if they would take, you know, Wood for Matthews 1-for-1. And at that point, it would mean we trade a 7th round pick for Auston Matthews, Patrick Kane, and a medium league goalie, which is just ridiculous.
A few moments later.
All right, guys, we're on the free agency period. As you can see on the left there, we got 20 million in cap space, and that's after retaining 50% on Tarasenko. Matthews there making 10.5, still has max trade value. Let's see, would they take AJ Wood there, drafted 1st overall, 1-for-1? I mean, they want him. He's also at max trade value. This would be nuts. Oh, trade rejected. Sweeten the value just a touch. Okay, so we'll add the medium league goalie because we have to. It sucks is, literally, if we had a 7th round pick left over, we could just add a 7th. We do not, though, so it's going to cost us the medium league goalie. That's okay. What? I sweeten the value just a touch. I add him and they say no? Are you kidding me? I waited all the way till the summer so we wouldn't have to include Patrick Kane, but I guess we're going to have to. Wood, Kane, Tootin, can we trade all of it for Auston Matthews? There we go. Let's go, guys. So it actually only took us 7 trades. I think half the amount of trades took us to get Connor McDavid. We got Auston Matthews. Literally have nothing left from the 7th round pick, but one of the best players in the world in Auston Matthews. So I feel like we take that all day. And right there, you guys can see all 7 trades on screen. I think it's pretty obvious the 2 most important trades we made. Wheeler for Kane and Tarasenko signing rights was huge. And then, of course, trading Tarasenko and Cameron for the 1st overall. If he wasn't in the draft and say it was just Celebrini who was high elite, I don't think we'd have had Matthews yet. So we got very, very lucky there.